And good morning.
So,
It's
I hear
your
you
friendly
recall
neighborhood
your win in
Tirronan
the
and
barricade.
another
How'd you
installment
hit
of
Eureka?
Tirronan's
Six class
Fallout
raiders,
4
Dad.
nefarious
Folks bought
actions
me
and
so many
other
drinks. I don't even
mods and
remember the rest of
cheats.
them.
That's taking one for the neighborhood, sister.
And if you ever wondered why I dislike the Institute so much, this is why. This is a
Can't believe
synth that
Hancock
was caught
just
in
old
Good
Finn.
Neighbor.
Finn had it
And
coming.
you
He
can
didn't
tell
want me on
because
the
when you look
bad
at the
side
body, there's
before
the
too
synth
bad.
component. And as
You're
you go
lucky
through
the
the game,
mayor likes
occasionally you
outsiders.
can run into a synth actually going to kill the human he's going to replace. And it's an ongoing practice under Father. And we'll
Huh?
take a look at the vendor.
Well, hello. Everything here is guaranteed to injure,
Kilo's
maim, or
hilarious.
kill at your discretion. Except me. I only kill when I want to.
Let's see what you have.
Murder and mayhem at a discount.
Okay, so we'll take a quick look here, see if there's anything I want to get rid of. And that, I don't know if I have any ammo for that. I don't. So if there's a missile in there, I only need one. Now I have something I can give a settler. So we have a minigun, a missile launcher, other things I don't use too much. Now, Kilo has plasma weapons too, if you're interested. And you'll notice these hit very, very hard. Again, I consider this an absolutely great weapon to give a settler because they are always outnumbered. Well, not outnumbered, but they're out-armored and they are out-weaponed. And that is a function of the game as it advances. The raiders get upgraded weapons. The settlers do not. And it is one of the more grindy parts of the game is you have to go and upgrade your settlers. Now, I've heard people say that you can just give each person, each settler, one type of ammo and then dump a bunch of weapons in there. I caught one of the settlers with 1450 caliber rifles. I don't agree. So if you're doing random weapons, that might work. But if you have duplicates, they'll grab two as soon as they'll grab one. So my suggestion is that you go to each settler and armor them as you see fit. It helps to have a good cheap armor that you can gen up through the command section. I know, I know. Listen, I'm just giving you ways to make it a little less grindy. I'm not telling you how to cheat the game beyond the fact that you can gen up armor and weapons beyond very quickly and cheaply. All right, so I have stuff myself. I don't have any use for a stringer rifle. I don't have any use for pool cues. I really don't have any use for a 10 millimeter pistol. It's not even a good weapon to give one of your settlers. And you can look through here and see if there's anything else that you think would be. Now there's another suppressed dog, and I do want that. Because that's going to be what I equip Nora with. And as I run across suppressed dogs, I will pick them up. You can get them off of raiders after level 25. I'm at level 17, so you kind of are stuck with going to vendors for the most part. And you may notice that my attention span is that of a, as well, who was that said that? Jingles said he has the attention span of a goldfish. Something shiny comes up, he tends to focus on that. And that's a trait that unfortunately we share. Okay, so I've given away what I want to give away. I'm sure I have ammo I have no use for. I want to keep some of that, but I don't need most of it. Okay. Oh, you got another missile launcher. I like giving them to settlers. Close enough. Let's get out of here. All right, so here's where we left everybody, is that Carrie needs to be human, and I would just as soon be down to one companion. But to do that, I am going to have to get on friendlier terms with Dr. Amari, which means it is time for the main quest. So, where we want to go is go over here to Diamond City. We'll pop into the market. And we will begin the main quest. So you have to go rescue Nick Valentine, and then you have to go back and talk to him and go through the whole thing where you defeat Kellogg, and then when you defeat Kellogg, you can, I believe you'll be able to talk to Dr. Amari. Now this is going to be a long one, so we may split this up into
secretary of her and
two
her
sections.
perfect hair.
The mayor's secretary, come on.
Ever been up in the stands?
I cut her hair
Let's
myself.
just say they can afford a lot of clothes.
So thirsty.
You gotta wonder.
Doctor says
Does
I can't
anyone
drink
fight
liquor
back?
no more.
Institute has
Now this
to
is where you
have
can pick
enemies,
up
right?
the
What?
railroad,
Railroad?
and
That's
then
a
you're going to
fairy
have a
tale,
decision
man. They
to
don't
make when
exist.
everything is
Nah,
said and done.
I heard from my cousin.
And
He
we'll go
knows a
over
guy
the
that
decisions
works
that
for
you
him.
can make
They got a code
when
phrase
we
and
get to
everything.
that point. But that's a
Follow
good bit
the freedom
down
trail.
the road.
The hell is that
This
supposed
gives
to
you
mean?
the freedom trail,
You're
and
full
you
of
can
it.
pick it
That
up
kind
right
of
here.
talk is going to get you snatched up
So
by the
thirsty.
Sims.
Nuka-Cola.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
you're that
tall.
vault dweller from the paper.
So you're kind of
You
semi-famous
read the
already.
paper? Damn synths. Hiding among us.
Told you your luck wouldn't last forever. His ties. Oh, Nick.
Something wrong?
Another stray coming in from the rain.
I don't even know what language that is, but
Afraid
one
you're
of
too
the
late.
mods
Office is
changed out
closed.
some of the female NPC names. And if anybody has a clue of what it is, let me know.
I know you must be busy, but I won't take much of your time, miss. It's important.
You're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude, but it's just... the detective... he's gone missing.
Okay, now I do have Carrie with me, who is going to be sensitive to this, so if you get sarcastic or...
Don't
it's
worry.
better that
Help.
you just offer help.
Tell me what happened.
Nick was working a case.
Now, if you
Skinny
have
Malone's
Kate with
gang
you,
had
you want
kidnapped a young
to
woman,
ask for
and
money.
he tracked them down to their hideout in Park Street Station. There's an old vault down there that they use as a base. I told Nick he was walking into a trap, but he just smiled and walked out the door like he always does.
Who's this Skinny Malone character?
I don't know much about him, but he's from Good Neighbor, and that means he's in the well-pressed suits and machine gun school of thuggery.
I'll find him. You have my word.
Thank you. Nick should be easy to spot. He's always wearing that old hat and trench coat getup. Please, hurry.
And we got to Nora admires me. See what she has to say, if anything.
Tell me about yourself.
My father said I used to sit way too close to the television.
Were your parents... were they good to you? That's a hell of a story.
It's impossible to plan your life. Hell, I didn't expect to wake up 200 years into the future.
Sounds like you had a rough time of it back there. Thanks for sharing that with me.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we'll do a few dialogue options here.
Sure. Ask away.
Your thoughts?
Hey, I'm proud of you.
Your thoughts?
Hey, I'm proud of you.
Well, that was quick.
What do you think about our relationship?
Wait, who are you again?
How do you feel about us?
Don't worry. I haven't lost faith in you.
Okay.
Are things all right between us?
You'll never lose me as a friend, no matter what you say.
How do you feel about us?
You're not messing anything up. You're doing just fine.
Oh, nothing.
Of course.
Okay, so we reached another level of affinity with Nora. Not a bad thing. And it stated earlier in Curie's notes that she was going to be pretty accepting of whatever you did. So that's a good thing. Should do a run through on this, just being the total jerk, just for the fun of it.
I'm not a... Don't move, Synth. What have you done with the real Riley? Where's my brother?
I swear, I'm not a synth. Don't shoot!
Hey there.
For God's sakes, we're
You're
family!
thinking about going inside the inn?
Put the gun down,
There's
now!
some lady in there
He's a
asking for
synth!
help
He'll
with
kill us
something.
all!
She's probably gonna ask you for some help too. She's asking everybody. Me? I'm leaving Diamond City for now. Maybe we'll see each other someday.
Now this is
Good luck
for
to
another mod that I've
Okay.
loaded
Kyle,
for
no!
another run through,
There
which
are no
is
synths in Diamond City. Hear me?
Ellie the
Just you
cartographer.
folks and your damn paranoia.
And we have another one on Heather, who is my favorite mod and favorite companion. All right, so we've got that done. We're going to go to the MTH. And in the interest of not boring you to death, let's go ahead and level up where we can. Now, I'm using automatic weapons, so I will stay with commando. And that's always a nice one to have, but I've got all the mods I need now, so I'm fine with that. You'll want this at level 3 eventually, so you can get missile turrets. But doing things like armor and gun nut and chemist get you superior armor. In the wasteland medic, wherever he is. And I've got to wait a level to do that. So we're going to take chemist. These two are good for filling up action points. The Grim Reaper gives you, right now I'm at 15%, jumps this up to 20, and then eventually goes to 35%, which means that your action meter is usually pretty filled up. This one will regenerate your action points faster. Pretty darn good to have. Science is also something that you want, and I can get that now, so I will. All right. We're going to move right along. Okay, so we will go back to the map, and we want the data, and go over here to the map. Oops. Unlikely Valentine is the quest. R will bring you straight to the map, and you want the Park Street station. Now, it's a thoroughly enjoyable ride to get there, and it's real worth the time to do it, but I don't want this to be a 4-hour video, and asking the viewer to go through that with me might be a bit much. But once you get yourself good and armored up and you got a good weapon, it is worth the ride, because you run across all sorts of raggers and super mutants and everything else. And I will say that about the Follow the Freedom Trail as well. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fighting. And yeah, I just enjoy them. So if you get a chance to do it, do it. But in the interest of brevity, and this is a long enough fight as is, we will just go to the Park Street station. Now, wandering around in that in the commons there, you'll run across Super Baddie, and that's a fun fight too. Enjoying my coffee. What can I say? It is Donut House glazed chocolate coffee. Oh, I love it. Some people don't like
Look at this place.
flavored coffees, but by God, I sure enjoy mine.
Caught that
All right,
detective
so let's
sneaking around, and what does he do?
pop
Locks
this in
him up.
here.
Like he ain't got the balls to just kill him.
Well, don't let his new girl hear that. She'll start swinging that bat of hers at your face until there ain't no face left.
Wait a minute.
Now you can tune this up so it's a one-shot kill, but where's the fun in that?
You die on me!
I have survived the hostilities.
And
If you feel you need to, then go ahead.
Shouldn't the coroner be doing that instead?
Sure, cracks me up. All right. I just normally will pick up the ammo. It's very soluble, and because you can load yourself down very quickly. Make sure he's squatted down in the right direction. And I will usually let the bad guys come to me, at least in the beginning, then you have to hunt down the final 3, I believe.
Stop hiding. We'll make nice. Promise. Come on out.
And there's at least 4 guys down there on my bad guy meter.
Fraidy cat. Too scared.
You see some coming through. They want to waste their shots on that, that's fine. Not like they're hurting me any.
There is something nearby. Identity unknown.
Nora's got a 50, so she should be able to help quite a bit. Curie will close with them, giving them something else to shoot at.
If you'll excuse me.
And we're running out of bad guys.
Malone's gonna have your guts. You iced him shit.
What's your problem?
We killed a lot of people, sweetie. I didn't know
Always
it.
good to have backup.
My fault. Okay, so we've gotten past that, and we're moving on. Now, if you didn't attract all of them, you'll find another couple of them right in this area, but we have attracted them all and killed them all. So we'll move on, don't have to worry about sneaking for a while here. I haven't taken the sneak perk, I do not believe.
We are being resuming combat operations.
I got you.
One down.
Got a nice pair of cement shoes for you.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to operate without a leg.
Violent. A vault. I suppose it's worth investigating.
If you feel you need to, then go ahead.
Have you found something interesting?
Now, one thing you'll notice, I am getting short on 5.56 ammo. And so I'm going to have to be cognizant of that, or I'm going to have to fill up my 5.5 ammo. That is 1F278, if you're wondering.
God damn it, I hate it when they open the door. Why is that thing so loud? Time to dance.
I hear you.
I would prefer if there was a whole lot less of that. Oh, there is to be fighting.
Alright, so we're going to run down here.
So I got a question. Why the hell would anyone build a vault out of a subway station? This place is...
Yeah, there's all sorts of bad guys down here. Good time to reload.
Who's there?
Say hello.
Engaging evasive. What was lost is found.
Now, Curie likes to get close and personal. If I had a buzzsaw for a hand, I guess I would too.
Oh, I'll find
And he mutated.
Covering fire.
vitals and vital signs are still within acceptable I believe a sniper has found us. That is the right word, yes?
Aluminum baseball bat. Those things always made the weirdest pinging sounds when you hit them. Okay, let's get on down the road here. And we are almost out of ammo. By the way, the submachine gun damage output is just pathetic. Comes to sweeping rooms though, hard to beat the AUG. Alright, since we're fixing to get in trouble, and we're good to go. And as I gave in the first, this is all about making it easy on yourself, not necessarily having played this thing through on vanilla about 10 times. I feel like I paid my dues. If you don't agree, don't watch the video. Hence the name. Mods, cheats, and other nefarious actions.
How you doing in there, Valentine? Feeling hungry? Want a snack?
Keep talking, meathead. It'll give Skinny Malone more time to think about how he's gonna bump you off.
Don't give me that crap, Valentine. You know nothing, you got nothing.
Really? I saw him writing your name down in that black book of his. Shit. Lousy, cheap, hard shark, I think were his exact words.
Yahoo?
Then he struck the name across 3 times. Hey, you!
I guess we'll have to see.
I don't know who you are, but we got 3 minutes.
Alright, on that guy that you just got rid of, it has the administrator's password, and this is the option you want. The other one is just crap.
Yes? And all the little
Now in here
things
is
like
a
that is for
bobblehead, and you want these whenever you can get them. This one is really nice. You get 100 more caps for bartering, which is nice.
Ah, my knight in shining armor. Question is, why does he come all this way? Risk life and limb for an old private eye.
I'm tracking a murderer. The bastard who shot my wife. Took my son. I don't even have a clue who he is or where he's gone.
So, you need a little angel of vengeance, huh? Well, I don't usually go after blood money, but I guess I can make an exception. I've been cooped up in here for weeks. Turns out the runaway daughter I came here to find wasn't kidnapped. She's Skinny Malone's new flame. And she's got a mean streak. Anyway, you got troubles, and I'm glad to help. But now ain't the time. Let's blow this joint. Then we'll talk.
Okay, so we got that taken care of. If you take the time to look at that terminal, obviously I've done it before, don't really want to do it again. You'll find out they're planning to put all sorts of administrators and high-ranking folks in positions of power and turn them into peons. It just goes to show that if you run across any remnants of Vault Tech,
I hear some of them coming.
executive arm, you ought to shoot them on sight for crimes against humanity.
My job is to check on the prisoner. Why does that take so fucking long, huh? Hey, Dino! Wait, quit razzing.
Now you can thin out the crowd a little bit right from the beginning.
Did you hear something?
Yep. Right.
And this guy somehow survived.
I am still intact.
Ah, excellent.
Hard and loud, huh? Well, it gets the job done. Too bad for whoever cleans up the floors.
Would need the key.
This door's on the fritz. Let me see if I can get it open. Almost got it. There we are. Hell of a lot easier to do when the lock isn't on the other side.
The hell?
And Nick's got himself in trouble again.
Coast looks clear.
Perhaps we can find some
Shouldn't
useful
hide.
data here.
Ain't very courageous of you.
Wait a minute.
I like how they accuse you of being a coward for hiding and hide every way they possibly can.
Speak of the devil.
Perhaps they are
Disappearing act ain't fooling me.
With your enemies, I'd much rather discuss science.
I'd much rather Nick absorb bullets than I do. You can't die, I can.
More stairs? I built this damn vault. A fitness instructor?
For close combat, it is hard to beat the AUG. You can do a search for the Steyr AUG on
Someone's coming.
The Nexus mods, and it's about my favorite weapon in the game.
So dangerous. Combat is quite vigorous exercise.
And you can dial it up from fairly standard
Skinny Malone
to
and the rest of his boys are
overwhelming.
waiting for us somewhere. The name's ironic, but don't let that fool you. He's dangerous.
I got it on
Another
plus
locked
25.
door. Shouldn't be too hard.
Because I find it perfectly sufficient and still
Okay,
presents a
got it.
little bit of a
But I
challenge.
hear big fat footsteps on the other side. Once we step through this door, get ready for
Now
it.
here you're going to get some choices with Skinny Malone and his crew. As to just how bloody you want this to be. Since I've got Curie with me, I'm going to play Mr. Nice Guy with him. Get some affinity points where you can.
Nicky, what are you doing? You come into my house, shoot up my guys? You have any
They
idea how
very
much this is
nicely
gonna
allow you
set
to
me
get in a
back?
position to
I
take them
wouldn't
all
be
out.
here if it weren't for your two-timing dame, Skinny. You ought to tell her to write home more often.
Oh, poor little Valentine. Ashamed you got beat up by a girl? I'll just run back home to Daddy, shall I?
Should have left it alone, Nicky. This ain't the old
She
days.
reminds me of a girl I used to
This
date.
vault, I'm king of the castle. You hear me? And I ain't letting
Yeah,
some
it turned out just as
dick
good as you
shut
thought it
us
would.
down now that I finally got a good thing going.
I told you we should have just killed him! But then you had to get all sentimental. All that stupid crap about the old times.
Darla, I'm handling this. Skinny Malone's always got things under control.
Oh, yeah? Then what's this guy doing here, huh? Valentine must have brought him here to rub us all out.
Alright, so the easiest thing to do when you got companions that are not bodily intended like Kate is to convince her to leave.
Darla, listen to me. You have a home to go back to. You don't want to throw your life away with these thugs.
You're right! What am I doing? I've gotten all mixed up.
Darla, where are you going?
Home, Skinny, where I should have been all this time. This is goodbye for us.
Oh, come on, Nicky. You cost me my men. Now you and your friend cost me my girl?
My friend here just did you a favor, Skinny. You always did have bad taste in women. Now that she's not around to feed that temper of yours, maybe you'll see sense and let us walk. You still owe me for 2 weeks in the hole.
You smug, overconfident ass. Get out of here! All right, you get to the count of 10. I still see your face after that. I'm gunning both of you down.
By the way, I forgot to mention, I've had this mod forever, but there is a Synth 3 upgrade to Nick Valentine on the Nexus Mod Manager. And it gives him a very human-looking face.
I suppose it's worth
And it gives this whole thing that's film noir. In other words, a dark film, when you take the French out of it. 1950s detective novel type feel to it, and I just love that. I've often wondered why somebody didn't take some of these detective novels and make interactive games out of them, because the genre seems to fit with the abilities of storytelling that these games can provide, and I think people are missing a huge market. I have no ability to dump $80 million in a game, but I would love to do this sort of thing. Now, that's the longest pause in the entire game, I think, waiting for this thing to load up, and I have not a clue why. Anyway, you can find the, I mentioned it, but the Nick Valentine mod really does give it a feel that is just wonderful. Now, I'll tell you another little side quest. It's just a lot of fun. Is the Borisov brothers, and if you listen much to Diamond City radio and you get tired of the whiny voice, you can follow that quest line out, and the guy gets a whole lot better to listen to. Now, I will not run music on this, on my videos, because one of the bigger scams going is that if you have any background music and it's copyrighted at all, they monetize it under their name. You get nothing, and they get all your revenue.
Sky.
Not that
Never
YouTube's
thought
paying me
anything
yet,
so
but
naturally
I have
ominous
hopes.
Could end up looking so inviting.
Sure.
Thanks for getting me
Ask
out.
away. What is
How
it?
did you know where to find me anyway? Not many people knew where I went.
Your secretary, Ellie, she sent me.
She did? I should give her a raise. Now, you mentioned something about tracking down a murderer and how he took your son. I want you to come to my office in Diamond City. Give me all the details. Besides, I think you've earned a chance to sit down and clear your head.
I'll meet you there.
See you in Diamond City.
Okay, so we can take this time. Nora said something. I have no idea what, because Valentine's comments overrode it, but we'll talk to her.
Hey.
I'm listening.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Your thoughts?
Take the good with the bad, I guess.
Okay.
Nothing else for
Nothing
now.
major happened there anyway. And we'll go back to Diamond City Market. Okay, you have to pay attention to those defend screens. So we're going to head there right now. And what happens if you don't do that is they overrun your settlers, they do all sorts of damage, you have to repair. Bad scene. They love to destroy your generators, your water, whatever they can do to make life hell. And it gives you a good idea. If you don't know where a spawn point is, sometimes you can catch them gathered up and where they're coming in from, and you'll have a better idea of how to deploy your defenses, all of which are good things.
Let's do
And you can see right where they're coming from. I have deployed my defenses correctly.
Why not this?
And they're running into the massed machine gun fire.
Should have just run.
Okay, so you just say hi to one of them.
Excuse me.
You showed up just in the nick of time.
I hate raiders. I kill them every chance I get.
I'm glad you're on our side. Anyway, we appreciate the help.
Now, I have not completed Surfer Dude's look here, so and he is still missing. Oh, he's got his torso covered. He hasn't got his tummy covered. Okay, so there's one more piece of the suit that I should have, and that's an armored piece that goes right over his stomach there. But now he's got his Surfer Dude cool glasses, and that's from the Corsair X92 mod. Doesn't really do anything, it's just aesthetics, but well, what the heck. Looks good. Kind of completes the outfit a little bit there. And we'll go on about our business. And we'll talk about the Nick Valentine continuing the quest and getting Kellogg, who, as the game goes on, I have more and more sympathy for, and a lot of it has to do with going through his memories and finding out what the guy was all about.
Do all you outsiders wear such funny clothes?
It said that some monsters are born and some are created, and Kellogg was made. And it's an interesting social commentary that they slide in here about the effects of childhood abuse and how it can affect a human being. You'll see it again echoed in Kate, and so they do have some themes that are running through this.
Ellie?
And the reason that
here?
picked such
Nick?
a bone with me.
Oh, God. It's really you.
Well, it's hard to mistake this mug for anyone else.
You keep laughing at death. Someday, death's gonna laugh back.
Not as long as I got a few friends to back me up.
You saved Nick, this agency, and my job. Thank you.
Hey, happy to do it.
Yeah? Go diving into scary pre-war ruins all the time then, do ya? Here. I know an amount wasn't on the table when you went out to find him, but you deserve a reward. Plus a little something extra. You know, if you're looking for work and don't mind putting on the detective hat, Nick sure could use a new partner.
Whoa. One case at a time, Ellie. Our new friend needs our help first. All right, let's get down to business. Take a seat. Make yourself comfortable.
Anyway, we'll go through the dialogue
You're trying
options
to find
here.
someone who's gone missing. The devil is in the details. Tell me everything you can, no matter how painful it might be.
And if you want to go through this quick, that's fine. If you want more background, you can go do that. But I'm burning your time, and I want to be cognizant of that.
They didn't say much, but I remember they called me the backup.
So we're talking a small team. Professionals. The kind that know to keep their lips tight when they're on the job. Not sure what the backup means, though. What else can you tell me?
Okay, we'll have to go through a little bit more.
We were in a vault when it happened. Vault 111. It was some kind of cryo facility.
You were on ice, huh? More importantly, you were underground, sealed up. It's a lot of obstacles to get through just to take one person. Anything else you remember?
We're looking for my son, Sean. He's less than a year old. Why would anyone take him?
Good question. Why your family in particular? And why an infant? Someone would be taking on all of his care, and a baby needs a lot of it. Well, that confirms it. This isn't a random kidnapping. Whoever took your kid had an agenda. There's a lot of groups in the Commonwealth that take people. Raiders, super mutants, the Gunners, and of course there's the Institute.
And this one you can't shortcut.
So you think this Institute is responsible?
Well, they're the boogeymen of the Commonwealth. Something goes wrong, everyone blames them. Easy to see why. Those early model synths of theirs strip whole towns for parts, killing everything in their way. Then you got the newer models, good as human, infiltrate cities and pull strings from the shadows. Worst of all, no one knows why they do it, what their plan is, or where they are. Not even me. And I'm a synth myself. A discarded prototype anyway.
Okay, so you can go through all this, but it's... if you want background on him.
Either way, I need to find Sean.
You're right. The speculation is getting us off track. Let's focus on what
Now,
you
he
saw.
makes a decent
What do these
companion, by
kidnappers
the
look
way.
like?
He starts telling you history about the Commonwealth, the Broken Mask, which is mentioned in Piper's article. He gives you some more background on that. And then he mentions an incident where the
Get hit in the
Commonwealth was
head?
trying to come together,
I can
form a
relate.
common government. They all sent representatives to it, start to work out the framework. And the Institute sent a synth and murdered them all, which gives you even more background to what's going on. So there's a lot of the story that you don't get if you don't pick
isn't
up.
getting us anywhere.
If you don't pick up Nick as a partner.
One of them came right up
So
to me.
I would strongly suggest in one of your playthroughs that
Bald
you
head,
pick him up and listen to
scar
what he has to
across
say.
his left
He'll tell
eye.
you quite a bit.
It couldn't be. You didn't hear the name Kellogg at all, did you?
No. They never said their names.
It's way too big of a coincidence. Ellie, what notes do we have about the Kellogg case?
The description matches. Bald head, scar, reputation for dangerous mercenary work, but no one knows who his employer is.
And he bought a house here in town, right? And he had a kid with him, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. The house in the abandoned West Stands. The boy with him was around 10 years old.
There's no way that could be Sean.
Yeah. Big difference between an infant and a 10-year-old, but that doesn't mean we're on the wrong track. He could have a son of his own. Or maybe he's turned kidnapping into a bad habit. In any event, they both vanished a while back. No trace. Let's you and I take a walk over to Kellogg's last known address. See if we can snoop out where he went.
Security doesn't really go to that part of town, but you two should still be careful.
I always am.
So anyway, I had mentioned earlier why the particular cases of childhood abuse really kind of got to me. And no, I was never abused as a child. Quite the opposite. But I grew up in an area called Alameda, California. And it was not the best of neighborhoods, to say the least. Too dumb and young to know it.
Didn't want Ellie to hear this, but I think you should know.
But I had a couple
Dug up
friends that
about
I grew
Kellogg
up with.
Before his disappearance, it's bad news. He's more than
Not
just a
supposed to talk
mercenary.
to people I don't know.
And it's those, when you're young, you guess you don't really think of those things or the implications.
Has no
But I had
because they're all dead.
a friend that I'll only identify as Mike.
9 to 1 odds says he's our man. It's
mother
than just
made a
you
living as a
identifying his
bartender.
distinguishing
I guess she'd
features.
been through 4 or
The
5
MO
guys.
was all him as well. Leading a small
during Mike's
team to
childhood.
kidnap a baby and leaving one of the parents alive for later. Not many mercs in the
It's one of
Commonwealth
those
can
houses
pull
where you go
that
and look
off.
at the refrigerator and there's nothing in the fridge, literally. And that's what he grew up around. And I don't know any particulars about him, past life, except things he mentioned offhand, when none of them sounded good.
Here we are.
And needless to
Keep
say,
an eye out, will ya? See if I can get this open.
the last time I had seen him was in Santa Rita prison doing 20 to life.
That's one heck of a lock. That's
And then
something
I
to hide,
had
Kellogg. Why don't you give it a try?
another friend of mine, and he had a
Looks
decent
really strong.
family. At least I believe it was a
No
decent
luck?
family.
Won't be able to
Need
pick
to find
this.
the key.
Okay, so we can go up and
See
we
that
can
platform in
persuade
the distance? Near
the
the city entrance?
gal up here
That's the elevator to the mayor's
to give us
office.
a
Why don't you
key.
go ask around there?
Number of ways
I'll
to
stay
do that,
here and see if I can jimmy
or
this
we can
lock.
just this is
The mayor's office is
cheats
near
and
the entrance of the
uh,
city. There's a platform
cheats,
that
mods,
should
and
take
other
you up.
nefarious subjects. And what you do is here, click on it. And we'll see if that works. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Let's take a look around. Kellogg must have left something behind.
Okay. Now you can search all around this place, but there are a couple of places like this. And you'll notice right underneath here
Small to you?
is the button.
Figured a guy. Well,
I like to drove
that's one
myself
way to hide a
completely
room.
insane trying to find that.
Well, look at this. All of a merc's favorite things.
There's all sorts of money and ammo equals money in this game that you can sell off for goods and services. So if you're poor in this game, you got nobody to blame but yourself. But the secret to this, you can always use a couple more stim packs, is the San Francisco lights. And you take one of
Gwynedd
those.
stout beer, 44 caliber bullets, and cigars. San Francisco Sunlights.
Interesting brand. Won't lead us anywhere on its own, though.
But the answer here is use
I
dog
wonder
meat.
if dog meat could pick up the scent.
Say, that's not a bad idea. Some dogs out there in the Commonwealth can track a man for miles. Why don't you go fetch him and let him have a whiff? See if he picks up the trail. Before you head out, I know this is personal business. If you have to face Kellogg on your own, just say so. Besides, you already have plenty of company. Can't all go sniffing through the Commonwealth after one man.
Goodbye, Nick.
Hopefully not forever. I want to see you and your kids safe and sound when you get back.
Anyway,
Good luck. Anytime you need help, just come knocking.
Okay, so the next section of this quest is to use dog meat, and you can
Good to be back in
uncomplicate
Diamond
this
City.
by letting the dog do his thing and just clicking once, and I will demonstrate that. Anyway, I was talking about my second friend, who I'll identify only by his first name, Melvin. And Melvin had a good family and failed them in every way possible, and wasn't that bright, and had a chance for stealing. And any employer unlucky enough to choose him as a employee got stole from, and as I understand it, he ended up being executed in the back seat of a car with his hands duct taped behind him. And that just all goes to say life can be just as rough as you can imagine it.
Dog meat. Get the scent, boy.
So I understand
Get Kellogg, boy. Take me to that son of a bitch.
At a visceral level, how monsters can sometimes be made. Mike did something so hideous I don't even want to talk about it. But it concerned drink and rape, and I'll leave it at that. Good friend. Wish I'd been there to stop him. And I wish I could say he didn't get exactly what he deserved.
Never thought a reporter could consider themselves a success.
That's how conflicted I am about it. And I often wonder what would have happened to Mike if he had a decent family and one chance in hell. Now, one thing you're going to want to do here on the data is make sure that reunions is clicked there so you can keep track of the mutt. And he's going to do his own thing. And I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so when you come here, the only thing you're looking for is to pick up the clue. Hit E.
San Francisco sunlights.
And let the quest continue. If you do anything else, try talking to the dog or anything, you slow things down.
Okay, boy.
Sometimes
Let's track him.
considerably. Okay. You run across a couple encounters here. One's coming up real quick. And the A and D key will cycle through your targets when you're in VATS. And as you saw when I got the Curie, these things carry diseases, the ones in the in Vault 81 are particularly virulent. You will lose 10 hit points permanently if you get their disease. Now, it's not a world ender. Don't think you have to start all over or something, but because you don't. In the long term, it means nothing. But something to be aware of. All right. So you want the clue, which is bloody bandage.
Bandages. Dog meat can track this. What do you think, boy? Enough to go on?
You can continue following the dog here. And
stand a chance.
Oui, monsieur.
And I would normally just put away the gun for this so you can move along faster. Now that's encounter 2. You're going to have another encounter coming up.
Not again.
So dangerous. Combat is quite vigorous exercise.
If it makes you feel better, I guess I have nothing better to do.
Now, why a bear would swallow a coffee cup is
It can be unsanitary
something
to
I'll never
animal
figure out.
yeast.
Now here you can run into yet another encounter, and if you do, it's incidental. But it tends to be super mutants crossing the way.
Kellogg's still out there. We've got to track him, boy.
Okay, not sure what's going on there. So we'll go down here. And here's the additional clue. And it's this Gwinnett Stout bottle. So you take it. No, don't sit in the seat like I just did.
Gwinnett Stout. One of his creature comforts.
And sure enough, the dog comes. And you're going to have to let the dog come to you. Clear the way for him a little bit.
What do you think, boy? Enough to go on?
And it's encounter time. Zombies, ghouls. Same sort of idea behind them, I think. And the trick to this one is you see the guy and you target him.
Be careful. Violent
And about that time, you notice that one's jumping out from behind boxes. However, talk about dog meat not being a good companion. I think that's crap.
Bad
There's
idea.
a perk called the Lone Wanderer. You can take you and the pooch. And by the time you get to level 3 of that, you are one tough son of a gun.
Again, I have survived the hostilities.
So your other companions have, in fact, taken care of the one that was behind you without any intervention from yours truly whatsoever, which I like.
Alert. Critical signs. Alert. Critical signs.
Cold man, no?
Attention,
What have we
assailant.
here?
Error. System corrupt. I can't feel my legs.
Just tell me where Kellogg went, Tin Can.
Identity of assailant. Kellogg.
Oh, it's just dreadful what Kellogg did to this poor thing.
It's an Assaultron Curie. Okay, and here we come with the... You always run into an encounter. Here. That's why I like the auction, that you just never really out of options with the thing.
Thanks a lot.
Tracking known mercenary. Exercise extreme caution.
What have we here?
Error. System corrupt. I can't feel my legs.
Just tell me where Kellogg went, Tin Can.
Identity of assailant. Kellogg.
Okay, now at this point the dog is ready to go. And you see right there, you have...
What do you think, boy? Was this our man?
Now we just have to give him a minute. Actually, a few seconds, and he will take up the trail again. Now, this is something you need to be aware of. You do have a couple of... These are just randomly generated mobs.
We may not be alone. Vital signs are still within acceptable parameters.
And you have a choice here. You can either go with a really powerful single shot, or you can go with an automatic weapon. I historically always went with the M82 exclusively of all else. And you will find that you're much more conservative with your ammunition. If you want to play a game straight up, ammunition is very expensive.
Is this the place? Is he in here, boy?
So many breeds of Canis familiaris, but I think this may be one of the best. Good dog! He led us straight to Kellogg.
Okay, so Dogmeat found something. I don't care. And you want to get on with this. And you have in place encounters here that you absolutely are going to have to deal with, and this is one of them. There are 5 machine guns.
Nothing I couldn't
Turrets.
handle.
We appear to be under fire.
Knows that right away, did she?
I am still intact.
Of course you're still intact. It was firing at me. Okay, so it keeps telling me I've leveled up, and I keep ignoring it. Now, this is something you have to dump points in unless you take Nick or Kate with you. Or Heather, who can do computer hacking, if you have the patience for it. Nick and Kate can get you through most stuff. Kate for locks, you'll still have to take computer hack. I think Nick Valentine can do both. Again, as a companion, he's pretty first rate. I'll take the hacker. And you want to go up this ramp. And be prepared, there's more turrets. 2 of them. There's a third one. And you want to jump on these very quickly so they do not damage you a whole lot.
Are you still well, monsieur?
And that was, by my count, 5. Alright, you are now done. One of the things about the Series 66 armor set is that you get the jump from hell. 2.6 meters, if I remember correctly. Alright. So you can do stuff you can't do, and that's because of that exo power suit and what have you. Or the full suit of armor will do the same thing, but doesn't have the multiplicity of parts that you can add the weave to it. So that's a conjunction of 2 different mods, and you start putting in the advanced, various advanced hybrid weaves into them. You really get yourself a set of power armor you don't have to repair constantly.
Is someone present?
And we're on the top floor.
Systems offline. Possibly.
My companions have taken care of the second synth. This thing is loaded with turrets and with mobs, so be careful.
Technology to make this incredible. Later, I will review these logs for relevant data.
I didn't mean to take dog meat along, but with the with the AFT, you can.
If it makes you feel better.
I
guess I have nothing better to do.
Shouldn't a coroner be doing that instead?
Intruder
Institute pencil.
Eliminating hostile.
I believe the term is...
Institute rifle and pistol are crap, in my opinion. Now, it's my opinion. You're welcome to yours. Please don't get the idea that I think I know it all in this game, because I keep finding stuff, and some of it pretty...
Hagen is under Institute authority. Terminating intruder.
Some of it pretty astounding in the stuff I've missed. And if it does, feel free to comment. If I'm wrong, feel free to comment. As I have told other people, I am not adverse to people telling me I'm wrong. I am not adverse to people telling me off, as long as it's done respectfully. If it starts off with you stupid noob, I will delete the comment really quick. Just don't have time or energy for trollers. So if all you got is hate to give out, you know, got news for you. There's plenty out there in the world. You don't need to add to it.
Is this what is called a synth?
We could just rush them all out at once.
I believe a sniper has found us.
You can mod those things up to a fairly decent weapon, but it's just a decent weapon. It never really becomes something that you really would want to have.
Critical damage imminent. Requesting assistance. Fuck.
Now, if you're up to a high enough level of sneak, you can go right over mines without setting them off, which is kind of nice. Now, every synth in the world is going to be over here, so be aware. And a turret, too. And you can see a synth leader.
Hear you.
And they tend to be a little tougher. But I am going to take out the turret and then take out the synth.
I believe the term is Yahoo?
Now you can go to the terminal there and open it up.
Almost at home here.
And it's got some goodies in there. Nothing I get all that excited about, but in the interest of showing it off, and I did get the hacker, I might as well show that off too. And do you admire my hacking skill? Have to wait 10 seconds. Yeah, something you need to pay attention to when you get 3 like that.
That's it.
Was the password aardvark? Such a funny word.
Great.
Pulse grenades can be kind of fun. Don't really have a whole lot of use for pipe pistols. Okay. And at this point, we have been at this for an hour and 15, looks like 10 minutes or so. So this is a good point to stop. And we'll pick up the story from here with another issue of Tirronan's Fallout 4, mods, cheats, and other nefarious actions. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to like the video. Comment by all means. Let me know how I'm doing with this. And subscribe. $2 subscribers I can get. I thank you so much. You have a great day. Bye-bye.